6:36 p.m. And we are now officially calling to order the City of Inkster Planning Commission meeting. Roll call, please.
Mayor Nolan.
Present.
Commissioner Chisholm.
Present.
Commissioner Davis. Excused. You don't
I
know?
didn't hear from him, so usually he pretty.
I talked to him today too. Maybe he didn't realize we switched it. This our normal meeting this?
Yeah, it's our normal meeting day. Commissioner Willis, I'm sorry, I'm about to say Williams.
Present.
Commissioner McDaniel.
Present.
Commissioner T. Williams.
Present.
Commissioner Hall.
Didn't hear from him either.
Okay.
That's all right.
He knew about it.
Yeah.
And Commissioner Hayes Bradford.
Present.
Commissioner A. Williams, present.
We have a quorum, so we're just missing two, right?
Yep. Davis and Hall.
Okay. All right. We are down to item number 2, adoption of the agenda. Has everybody had an opportunity to review tonight's agenda?
Yes.
All righty. The floor is open for a motion.
So move.
Second. It's been properly moved and seconded. Any discussion? Hearing none. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion passes. We're down to item number 3, adoption of minutes. Item 3A, adoption of July 14th, 2025 meeting minutes. Has everybody had an opportunity to review the meeting minutes?
Yes. Yes. Yes.
All right, any corrections? No. Floor is open for a motion to approve, or I'm sorry, to adopt the minutes from July 14th, 2025.
So move. Support.
It's been properly moved and supported. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion passes. We're down to item 4. First hearing of the public for items not scheduled for a public hearing but on the agenda. Tonight, items that are not scheduled for a public hearing are case number 25-01 site plan for manufacturing facility at 28440 Reynolds Avenue, a zoning ordinance update kickoff, as well as the Planning Michigan 2025 conference. So at this time, anybody from the general public has an opportunity to speak to these items that are on the agenda but not scheduled for a public hearing. Hearing and seeing no movement, we're moving right along to item number 5. Item 5A. We have one public hearing. Case number 25-02, TA, text amendment to zoning ordinance. The floor is open for a motion to open the floor is open for a motion to open the public hearing.
So move. Support.
It's been properly moved and supported. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion passes. The subject for this matter is public hearing on a proposed text amendment to the City of Inkster zoning ordinance concerning the definition and quantity of billboards. The action is to conduct a public hearing to consider an ordinance amendment that would, 1, revise the definition of the term billboard, and 2, modify the number of billboards permitted within the City of Inkster. Mr. Dowdell, you have the floor.
Thank you, Chairperson. As you stated, we have 2 parts to this text amendment. One is to modernize the definition of a billboard, and secondly, to increase the number of billboards permitted within the city. Currently, the definition, which is from 2001, is a simple. A billboard is a sign over 200 square feet. The proposed new definition is a little bit more comprehensive. It kind of clarifies what a billboard is as far as off-site advertising and things of that nature. I guess you could say it's a little bit more modern than what we have as a definition for a billboard, but it is definitely a change of definition. It's largely just kind of housekeeping, as I said, just giving us a little bit more of a modern interpretation of what a billboard is.
Would you read it into the record?
The definition.
The new definition.
The proposed new definition is billboard, a sign including the supporting structure, which is used to display a message, announcement, or advertisement for products, services, or ideas not sold or offered on the property on which the sign is located. The sign, this includes static signs manually changed or utilize digital, electric, or other technology to change the message or display. So like I said, a little bit
So
more.
would that include, let's say you had a billboard with nothing on it, would that still be considered a billboard if there's no advertisement, message, or anything on it?
Well, from our standpoint, with
From
the-
that definition of it?
not
We have a
necess-
few in the city that are just there.
Right,
Oh, like at Inkster Road and Carlisle at the car wash.
Harrison and Carlisle.
Yeah, Harrison,
There's
Carlisle.
nothing, there's no advertisement, they've been kind of dead, but they're there,
correct, and so that's why they count towards the
of course.
location.
But this definition says used to display a message. So to your point, if it's missing,
Then it doesn't count.
then it doesn't count.
Yeah, that's something I'm worried about. It's still there, though. We could have 75 billboards in the city, you know, not on work, you know.
Right.
This is true. So, that was, as far as the first part of the proposal that, in regards to the definition. Like you said, you could argue that if it doesn't say anything, is it still a billboard? That's, I guess for you guys, or the council to decide.
Right, right.
And that's all said and done. And then the second part of the proposal is increasing the number of billboards. And, we currently set at 12, which, sorry? I'm sorry. From 12 to 16. As the definition is right now, we count anything that has two faces as for one. And, when it comes to increasing the number, I'd say the primary driver for this is economic development. The goal is to generate additional city revenue through fees, taxes, and provide for more advertising opportunities. It's important to note that 2 of the current 12 permitted billboard faces are listed as abandoned or not utilized. So when it came down to it, the arguments in favor for it, or the positives for it, is that we can increase city revenue, support for businesses, income to property owners, community communications, like i.e., believe we used the one of the more recent ones, the digital one for the elections, most recently. So those are positives to the billboards, or maybe increasing the billboards. But then the arguments against, or the negatives, are visual blight or aesthetics. How do we want Inkster to be seen as? How do we want it to be viewed? Public safety, the changing of the billboard, a digital billboard potentially could be a distraction for people driving, things of that nature. The glare, light pollution, things of that nature. Impact on property values. We don't really have too many houses per se near the ones that are on Michigan Avenue, but we do have the ones that are on Harrison and Carlisle that are currently inactive, so it's not really, but it's a matter of, do you want it or you don't want it? Community character, which comes down to what we've been trying to create a character for Inkster, and things of that nature. So,
You have an example, say like the latest big digital billboard. What does that bring us in tax revenue,
that.
if anything? I mean, I know it's worth something. I know it costs a lot to put up, but what does it bring the city in tax revenue? If you know, I mean, yeah.
That I'm certified, but I can try to find it out if
'Cause I'm just curious, because we say economic development, okay, how's it a benefit the city? That, you know, and then how far do we wanna go? Do we wanna be Times Square? You know, or are we a bedroom community? You know, how, you know, that's a lot. If we increase the number, that's a lot. Given some of them are dead, but that's a lot of billboards.
correct. And so that was, you actually walked right into my questions for the council to consider. It's a balancing act. How do we how do we want to be represented, and how do we want to utilize the potential increase or what have you. Our master plan does address economic development, but of course, it doesn't specify that billboards are a component for economic development. And then regulations, if we approve or increase, what specific regulations on the placement, the brightness, technology, should we consider to minimize the negative effects? So those are something to take into consideration. The staff recommendation, we looked at it and we didn't make a definite recommendation for or against it. You have the option of doing one or both, or what have you. You can say yes to the definition and no to the increase, or you can switch it any way you want it to do as far as that. But it's a matter for you to make that decision.
I want to hear what my colleagues, well, first of all, I want to hear from the applicant. And please make your case. I understand it's good for the applicant, because I assume you make money, but why is it good for the city?
So please approach podium and state your name for the record.
My name is Ben Herrick from International Outdoor. Our offices are in Farmington Hills at 28423 Orchard Lake Road. And this is Greg Miller with me. He's the real estate guy. I'm just the lawyer.
Okay.
So when we approached Mr. Dowdell about a new billboard, we had counted the billboards, and the ordinance has a limit of 12 sign faces. And we counted 10, or 8, I think we counted 8. And he said, well, we're already at 12. So he said, well, how do you get that? So these are the boards that count. This is one of them with 2 sign faces. And this is the other one. I think you guys are familiar with these properties.
Carlisle, Inkster Road, the second one.
Carlisle and Harrison, and Inkster and Harrison. So it appeared to me that these were both signs that related to the businesses that maybe used to be there. Maybe that's,
No, not on Carlisle and Inkster Road.
Well-
It's a billboard.
okay, well, that's,
And so was the one at Carlisle and Harrison, that was just a billboard.
Just a billboard.
Garnet used to use that sign on Carlisle and Harrison. I'm not remember which one used, the one at Inkster Road.
It's been so long since I've seen anything after.
Yeah, but Garnet used to use one
I
on.
know when, see,
on Inkster
20,
Road, Michigan, Harrison.
2015, I know I put my banner up when I ran for mayor. So Imam Pasha owned the building, and he let me put my banner up on it. So I know I used it personally in 2015.
Charmaine Kennedy did as well as a candidate.
okay, Greg can talk about the sign company.
We did reach out to the party that owned the signs, and they have abandoned them. They used to advertise them on their website, and they no longer wish to have them, and have actually, conversations have been between ourselves and that firm saying that they'd just soon take them down. But in light of that, we noted that the city owns the property that the signs are on,
One of them,
and,
not both of them.
okay.
We own Harrison and Carlisle. We don't own, Imam Pasha owns
I
Carlisle.
saw that there was like 2 pieces, and it looked like, it appeared as though you owned that one as well, but.
Not my, I mean, I know I went to him for permission. You have any evidence we own that one?
Not to my knowledge.
Well,
We can,
the
'cause that mean
offering
it would be a
is,
strip of property in between that we would own, because that's 2 separate entities, the Owens Car Wash. And when you reach out to Courtney Owens and ask him, he said he has no idea, and then the building is owned by Imam Pasha, so it's on one of their properties.
It's on Imam Pasha building,
So it's
property.
Imam.
It's on that. I just, and if we own it, I just don't know that we own it, because I don't.
yeah,
Only one I know of is, like I said, is Harrison and
Carlisle, we definitely own that.
you know,
and they're, they're more than willing to just let these signs exist, and let the property owners use them for their own use, if they so wish to do so. Otherwise, they can be taken down.
Well, I mean, if the only ones take them down. I mean, I don't know if we had never had that discussion as far as the city goes. We're not sure what we're gonna do with the property, we're gonna sell it or do something else with it. We just talked about it recently in
So
office.
that's why they haven't been taken down yet.
I haven't talked to Imam Pasha. Did you talk to Imam? It's a nonprofit organization. What's the name of that?
I can't pronounce it.
Starts with a M.
Masjid is Masjid.
Okay. It's a
House of Worship.
Yeah, it's a religious nonprofit, I believe. And I haven't talked to him in years.
Masjid, that's what it is.
But he owns that building.
So, all right, I mean, when I looked at these, it looked like these were better suited for on-site advertising. And so I thought maybe the smallest change we could make to the ordinance was to change the definition so that these were excluded from billboards. And then when you're counting sign faces, you could still count to 12, it just wouldn't be these two faces, and then maybe we could, and then there are regulations already for size and height and, you know, where they can be and that sort of thing. So we didn't want to change any of that. We just wanted to, you know, make our case to like maybe take these off the list for counting sign faces.
Now, why would we take them off the list?
Right, because it's one, or,
A,
There's
the
two.
the party that owns the signs no longer wishes to use them as an advertising sign.
they
Yeah,
exist.
but according to our current definition, they're still billboards. That's why I asked, the
And-
new definition would change that,
They
if there's
didn't
no
want-
message on
They
it.
didn't want to just remove them without the permission of the property owners, and they were of the opinion that the city owned the property.
I mean, I could be wrong, but I don't think we only own one. But nevertheless, even if you could get permission from, I'm not saying this is your responsibility, but if you got permission from the property owner to take the one on Inkster Road down, city, we haven't discussed it, so city council would have to talk about that.
Right.
And then basically, the bottom line of it, do we want to take it down so we have another new billboard, you know, I mean,
Right.
it's gonna come to play, even if, we only have 10, it's still special land use. So then the question comes to, do we want another billboard, especially a giant digital one? I can't say I don't like the one, I like the one I see now, but how many do I wanna see is the question. So two. We have two now?
Digital?
Yeah.
Yeah, one on cross street from
Both
the other.
sides of the street.
Both gas stations.
So now do we want
Question
another?
two.
Right, 'cause
And I as well.
Yeah, because if those are double facing, right,
Yeah.
then would, by our, in this new definition, would it mean that that's actually considered four?
That is four. What got the current definition is
4 sign faces, so two billboards.
yeah.
So we were, you know, we were hoping to add 2 billboards in this.
I know.
So let's hold on one second. Let's let them finish and then we'll come back to us.
Okay.
Sorry about that.
Well, that was our idea, and that's why we came here, that's where we're here tonight, so.
Okay. Commissioner T. Williams.
Okay, so the elephant in the room is you want to maybe possibly disenfranchise two that are functionally obsolete at this moment. So what and where are you proposing to put new signage?
We've got 2 locations in mind. Whenever I've done text amendments, they're not supposed to be linked to any particular project. So I'm hesitant to say specifically where they are, but it would be along Michigan Avenue. And where's the other one?
Michigan Avenue.
Both along Michigan Avenue, and that's where most of the traffic is anyways.
Cars
So,
Yeah, we would have 4.
I honestly, with all due respect, sir, and I understand that you're proposing that, but as coming to this body and then taking it to mayor and council, we need to have a better idea of where on Michigan Avenue.
Okay. Well, I think, it's just we're discussing, I think it's a special land use no matter what, right?
It is.
So it's coming to council, even if we say, yeah, we wanna change it, we're gonna add screens, anybody who wants to open a billboard still has to go through council. And we can still say no, even if we add the number of screens. I'm assuming everybody's kind of be on Michigan Avenue, so how many digital giant billboards do we want on Michigan Avenue? That's really what the
And
question.
how close together, that's, you
Yeah,
know.
well, we got one right across from each other
Yeah.
now, so that's on the,
We have one-sided digitals down at middle belt. And it's the one side is facing the traffic that it's alongside of, so.
The right-hand read is the digital?
Yeah,
And
in
then
both
and then the
cases.
cross read is the static?
Yes.
Okay.
So which way is the digital is facing
Digital is
east?
always
So if you're-
facing
Yes.
the traffic on the side of the road that it's on.
So, yeah,
Okay.
facing east.
So if you're driving, the right-hand side
They're both.
is where the digital is, and then the one you see across the street is the static.
Static.
And that's how both those billboards are. You don't have a digital facing the same direction, because the state of Michigan doesn't permit that. They want them to be, the state of Michigan says they must be 1,750 feet apart in order to have a digital sign.
Okay.
So I will say that it would behoove us to not place another digital anywhere down that direction, because there isn't land that would, 1,750 feet, it just doesn't make sense. For us, we wanna be further apart than that.
So you want to be on the east end of the city?
Yeah, more than, yeah, I would say that's my speculation. I don't know where.
Because we
exactly.
still have static billboards down there. I think after you pass Inkster Road on Michigan Avenue heading towards John Daly, there's a huge static one on the right.
Right, then,
Yeah.
yeah,
There's a little one
It
that's.
is still in use.
yes.
I
yes,
see
yes,
everything.
yeah.
Near Michigan and Isabel.
Yeah, there's by the old Peep Show adult place, by the Coney Island, or where you used to be, the Micos.
The Marcos.
It's a small, is that smaller?
A small.
Yeah, that's a small one.
But it's
It's
a
there,
sign.
it's operating?
Yes.
Yeah, I think there's current type
Okay.
advertising, yeah.
There's also one here at Inkster, right? Right across from the downtown development area.
Yep, that's the static one I was
That's
talking
the
about, pretty
one I'm
big.
talking about. Yeah.
The old school, it's not digital, it's just
No.
normal.
It's just
right.
old school, but that one is functioning though.
It's on
It
the
is
south
functional.
side near Inkster Road.
Yep, yep.
Right.
That's closer to the old post office, right?
Yes.
Yeah, in that field, okay, yeah.
The 750 feet apart is a Michigan minimum for how,
1750.
like,
1750, 1750,
okay, got you.
1750.
For a digital sign, the face cannot be on the same, facing the same traffic.
Okay.
So the one thing that I don't know the answer to, does it hurt or help property values of anybody's residential home? And I don't, how much are you paying for one of your digital sign? What are you paying in taxes? Because I mean, we just got tax bills.
Right.
Yeah, I don't know.
We can get back, I mean, if we just. if we
I'm just
get-
curious. I mean, it's.
I don't know.
Because he said, not you, he said economic development. I was like, for who?
Does the
You
one,
know, I mean,
does the one that's presently installed have a physical address or a parcel ID?
Geez.
Yeah, I think it does.
The last four digits are 416 for the,
Here.
and then 455 across the street.
I got it right here.
What's the first two digits?
29416?
Hold on one second.
29455.
Hold on one second.
that'll do it.
Because we must have a physical address for DTE.
So, okay, I'm sorry, what's the first one?
29416 Michigan Avenue.
Okay, it didn't come, 29416 Michigan. So it didn't come up here, but it'll probably come up with a parcel ID, but we can look those up though.
And you try the older one is 29455.
That's static though.
No, it's got one
They're
side
both,
digit.
they're both one side static.
One side digital, okay.
No, it's 29455, you said?
Yes.
Yeah, they didn't,
Neither pop.
neither popped up, so it's just, sometimes they won't come up with addresses, but you'll have to have a parcel
I
ID.
think he has a parcel ID if you want.
I don't know what it is.
You got, what you got? You got a deed or a tax bill?
Actually, I
Well,
can get it,
let me see. I might have it, hold on.
I can get it off the website here.
Okay.
Greg has a fancy thing on his.
So it looks like the parcel ID would start off in Inkster, 4429455, and then there's digits
Numbers
after
out
that. Yeah.
If you go to Wayne County's parcel finder, you might be able to find them.
Got it right here.
Oh, great.
All right, so for 29455, the parcel ID is
Doesn't say, doesn't it?
no, it will. Let's roll to it. First of all.
It's loading.
Okay, no problem.
106,
Mm-hmm.
41907, is that it? That's the zoning area.
Yeah, no, that ain't it.
Should start with 44, right?
Mayor Pro Temp was referring to, if you see a tax ID number, it's gonna start off with the numbers 44.
Yeah, it doesn't, we're not seeing that on here.
Just hired.
You're not logged in. No.
Well, it's not zero anyways.
You know, yeah.
Oh, I know another way to do it.
I don't know, he might apply that after.
Is it in, by chance, is it in anybody's name or a company's name for the sign itself? Oh, international is what you said.
Yeah, International Outdoor, or actually, the properties in Vision Properties.
Vision, VISION?
Yeah, Vision Properties.
What did I just
Yeah, you might be able to search for that.
Nope, it didn't come up that way either. Let me try international. So let's see.
It's hard labor.
It do come up on, now why did it do that? I was just trying something different, you all. When I Googled it, it came up as 29621 Michigan Avenue. And it came up with a picture of the billboard.
Oh, it did, okay.
Yeah, but just trying all those other options, when I type in just the numeric one, it only comes up with something on Edward Drive for both addresses for our city. But again,
We can get back, we can get back to the office and get.
yeah, that's fine. I was just trying to look it up right then, because we could look up the
Yeah.
tax records.
No, I understand.
Okay. And it might be something we have to look at further too when it
Yeah,
comes to
we
our
can dig it out.
system for addresses and parcel IDs.
Yeah. New ones would be-
I have a property address, I mean, a parcel ID of 44011 02 0001 000.
Hold on one sec. Okay, wait a minute. I'm sorry.
44011 02
Mm-hmm,
00
01,
01 000.
correct.
All right, and so that came up, and if you click
And it's
on
under
it,
Vision Properties.
yep, and if you click on it,
Okay.
that's funny. It came up on yours, didn't come up on mine. So we ain't even gonna worry about it. You got it. You
Yeah.
just click on tax information. So that's the taxes right there.
Taxes $5,086.
$5,086 for summer.
Mm-hmm.
And winter will be a little smaller.
Click on, scroll down the screen. It'll tell you both of them. Oh, okay. So that's the other parcel ID.
That's the one across the street.
So that one is 44012
99.
0009. Oh, 99. I skipped it.
Yep.
I'm sorry.
I'll read it to you. 0009 000.
And it doesn't have any other listings except for 2025.
No, it didn't. That one didn't come up. So it might not be in there yet. Then if that's the new one,
Okay,
that's the new.
Oh, that's the new one?
Is that
got
the?
it. So that's at
The one I just gave you is
5,086.
the old one.
Oh, that's the old one.
The new one popped
We had it correctly, 44012 99 000 9000.
Correct.
Okay.
It's gonna be, they were gonna be similar to the same, basically close to being the same.
So the new one is 416. Or I'm sorry, 455. And then the new one is what?
416. The address is 416.
416 is the new one.
Mm-hmm.
29416.
So the old one didn't pop up by the parcel ID.
2945, that's the one I gave you just now is
These two, both
Old
Michigan
one.
Avenue.
Yep. Why didn't come up when I did the address though? Did it come up for you when you did the address for the second one, Commissioner Hayden
Yes,
Bradford?
it did.
Okay.
You got, it ends in 00, well, what it is, 4401299 0009 000.
Yes. That's what they gave us.
And it says Calva Investments LLC. And then it has another one of International Outdoors, Inc.
They probably sold,
International,
probably changed hands. Yeah, international is on.
So the latest one is
Cause
International.
one of those, we didn't own the property. We own one. Another one's a private sale, right?
Yes.
You on the one that's currently addressed at 29416, because I had to ask for the address.
Got you.
I applied for that with you and with the DTE.
So I have, was it Carla? Okay, it says Carla on this
Carla
side.
is the property owner, yes. We're leasing that site.
And that's 2025, summer taxes were 1717.
So $1,117.
That's the current owner, you're saying? Because I have two people here on this one property.
If it's that small, that means it hasn't been adjusted. If the other one's $5,000 and this one's $1,017,
These are both the electronics?
Yeah, they're both the
Digital?
same. So let me see, Derek, you need to make note of that. We need to have the assessor adjust that.
Thanks.
Well, you're leasing
Great
that
meeting.
one. You already signed your
We
lease.
accomplished something.
You're okay.
Just for clarification, that's the 29,416?
29455 and 29416.
With this particular tax amount, which address is that one, Commissioner?
29455.
So that's that one for the 1717 taxes, and the other one was 5K.
Okay, thank you.
All right. So I know we were talking about the tax. I had to step away for a minute. Commissioners, had you exhausted your questions, or you still have more?
I have a couple. So I know it mentions increased municipal revenue, including fees and revenue sharing. Is that something that we currently participate in?
There was some sort of agreement, I know, to display city advertising for sure. Yeah, what, is there a revenue sharing agreement?
That I'm not for certain.
No. The applicant said no.
No, yeah. And so those are two things that we're currently not doing, right? And then when it comes to monitoring and maintenance, or say, for example, they no longer want the billboard, I'm assuming they can just sell it to someone else, correct?
Yes.
But for the ones, for example, that are like not even being used, then what?
We have a big giant dinosaur.
Right.
Let's hope that doesn't happen. If it ever stops being used. Your billboards are so huge, you know, like the one on Harrison, Carlisle, the one on Inkster Road in Carlisle, that's, you know, okay.
They're not
Yeah.
that big.
Who will
Yours
be
is huge.
responsible for decommissioning? You know what I mean? So like if they decide they don't want to use it anymore and say, or even can't find a buyer for it.
Our agreement with our property owners is that if they're not being utilized, that they're taken out.
Okay, that's the question I was trying to get answered. Thank you.
And from a city perspective, if we have to come back for permission from a planning commission or a ZBA for anything, it could be conditioned on a surety bond that we would give to the city for removal. A removal bond, those are quite common.
Oh,
Cell towers have those all the time for removal bonds.
That was it
Commissioner
for me,
Williams,
yeah.
that for you. I know Commissioner Hayes Bradford, you did have your hand up?
No,
No?
I don't remember.
Oh, I'm about to say, I thought you had your hand up.
Yeah, but it's gone now.
Okay, Commissioner McDaniels.
Yes, I'm not sure, maybe I missed it, but what other benefit would be to the city besides the taxes?
The advertising. The city is, although the city itself has not utilized it all that much, the police and fire department have been using it quite regularly, especially the police department. We've been advertising a number of things for them.
So advertising and taxes on the benefits of the city.
Free advertisement.
Free advertising and taxes.
We allow them to utilize it whenever they need to. Trap bingo.
There's some examples in the packet of the boards that we.
He came ready. Trap bingo.
Trap bingo night.
Not familiar with what that is, and I even asked two officers,
what is
they
that?
didn't know either.
That just means they don't participate. That's what that means. The community comes out though.
Yeah.
Yeah, they love that stuff.
Yeah, they do.
There's
Page
there's
7.
some of the public service announcements here that we've used.
I would just also say, I know that didn't
No, on
some,
this side.
some participants
Oh,
come
no.
and kind of express they didn't really care for the billboard?
Yeah, I was gonna speak to
Okay,
that once you
yeah.
all had exhausted yours. Just to, have it on record,
Yeah.
because they don't necessarily always come to the planning commission meetings, they come to the council meetings.
Thank you.
Commissioner McDaniel?
That's it.
Oh, okay. Anybody else?
You said it's only, I'm sorry, free advertising for the municipality
If you
exclusive?
guys had, if you had an entity, a nonprofit that contacted us, it's likely we would permit them to advertise as well.
Oh, very good.
Okay.
We're not real sticklers when it comes to those things, the owner of the business, Randy and Hind Orem, they're community-oriented people. So if there's a organization, I know we advertise for Parkinson's, we advertise for, cancer, if something that's gonna help the community, have them get a hold of us, chances are that they'll throw it on there.
Is there a specific time that they have to run this?
They'll run it, they'd like you to give them plenty of notice, because most places don't have creative artwork, and we have a creative team in-house. And they like to have a little time to create the ad, run it by the party that's interested in advertising, and get their blessing on it before they put it up on the sign.
Okay.
But that doesn't take that long. I mean, we're
No.
not talking about months, we're
We're
talking about like
talking,
a few days.
Several days, yeah, they'd like to have at least a week's notice
Okay.
before the sign goes up.
And on the digital boards, they usually run 8 slides, and it's a series of static slides. There's no moving images or flashing lights or anything like that. So it's like 8 slides, and the state minimum is 8 seconds per slide. And we can adjust that as needed.
Yeah, I was gonna say, cause
Yeah,
that's
all
been one of
adjustable.
my greatest frustrations, is riding by these signs, and they have good information, but they're going so fast that you can't,
Yeah,
Ours are 8 seconds.
yeah, okay.
8 seconds is the state minimum, but we can, you guys could set a different parameter than that if. even.
Okay,
And for the lighting and the brightness, all of that is adjustable. We use those photo cells, and it detects how bright it is outside, and then it adjusts and dims as needed. So they're not glaring at night. We don't want to keep anybody up.
got it. And for a person or an entity that wanted to get in contact with you guys, how, do you have your?
The phone number is on every board.
Got it.
And
Okay,
there's only
very
one phone number, and it's on every board consistently for the international outdoor.
Very good. All right, thank you.
Anybody else for this time?
Thank you for your consideration.
No problem. I'm sorry, I was just letting my commissioners
Right.
finish out, but I did want to say a few things. We spoke about regulations, we spoke about the abandoned ones. Crap. So I know one of the things at the last council meeting, what we had was outcries from the general public. They did not want the last digital ones that we approved. In fact, it was a split vote on the city council, which was a rare vote of how that occurred with who voted which way. Because of the districts it was in, the contacts that those council members had received from the general public, and statements as far as we don't want this looking like Las Vegas, so on and so forth. So as the elected officials for the community, they do have to respond and answer to those, residents. Though the one went up, I don't think we got any backlash. The second one went up is where we really got backlash. It still went up, and everybody kind of just moved forward with life. But then for the conversations to reappear, the next council meeting will be quite contentious. And if the city residents will say, look, we already had this on the ordinance, why are we even looking at the ordinance changing? We did this, y'all did what y'all did, we're good, we move forward. So we will have to face those types of conversations. Not just with the billboards, with anything in this community. And then again, just what do you want the city to look like? And then as far as the abandoned ones go, just from my interpretation, I don't know how you all feel about this though, but if they're there, just like you asked about, hey, if it's abandoned, what happens? Unfortunately, it looks like there was no agreement with the past ones of those coming down, and then you can proceed forward. But they're there, and people do use them. It's just not the traditional companies that use them to put the signage up there, maybe candidates and stuff like that if they find out who those owners are. So those are the concerns that we do have to take into consideration. Of course, we talked about the tax stuff as well. We're shocked that nobody from the public is here right now, but they primarily do come out to the council meetings. But we just want to put that on the record because when it gets to city council, if there's any discrepancy or anything like that, we have to listen to the residents.
Right.
So I think that was that for the notes that I made.
Motion to close public hearing.
So move, support?
Wait,
Wait,
you
did
moved
what?
and supported
Yeah,
it.
no, well,
Oh, I'm sorry, Mr. Mayor. He made the
you
motion
moved,
to
so
close
that's
it,
why I
and you
said,
supported
so I'm
it.
supporting.
There we go.
There you go.
All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion passes. The public hearing is now closed. Thank you, gentlemen.
Thank you.
We're down to item number 6, unfinished business. We don't have any unfinished business at this time, and we will move right along. Crap. The public hearing, we didn't ask for anybody from the general public to speak to the matters.
We did.
Oh, y'all did while I stepped out.
No,
No.
we did when you started, you opened it up.
For,
You good.
oh, okay, all right. Just making sure. So we're down to item number 6, unfinished business. We don't have any, so now we're down to item number 7, new business. We have 3 items under new business. So item A, case number 25-01, site plan. This is a site plan for manufacturing facility at 28440 Reynolds Avenue. Mr. Dowdell, you have the floor.
Yes, I'm gonna ask that, this be tabled.
So we need a motion?
Oh, so, you know what, there's no summary, so it threw me off, I'm sorry.
It's new business.
It's a new business, you're right. So we're going right into voting. So the floor is open for a motion.
So move.
Support.
It's been properly moved and supported. Discussion.
Now you go.
I'm gonna, request that we table this, item because I reached out to the owner several times, sent several emails as well as several phone calls, and they have not responded for a few things that they, it was about 6 items that I needed a little bit more clarification on, and they have not provided me with that information.
Did they know that they were gonna be up tonight?
Yes. We've reached out to them on more than one occasion.
You wanna revise your motion? Who made a motion to approve? Somebody made a motion.
Somebody, yeah, I didn't call
I
your
thought that was
names.
open to,
Well,
Yeah,
you know,
just
we're in
open.
new business.
We're in new business, so you got a motion to deny, a motion to approve, that opens the discussion. You're asking us to table it, so we would have to now make a motion to table.
So,
Who made the motion?
I think it was me. So I'll make the motion to table the case number 2501, special site plan for manufacturing facility at 28440 Reynolds Avenue, right?
Yes,
Yes.
and that's what I'm supporting.
Alrighty, is there any further discussion on the tabling? Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion passes. This item is now tabled. We're down to item B. Case number 25-02 TA, text amendment to zoning ordinance. The subject here is public hearing on proposed text amendment to the City of Inkster zoning ordinance concerning the definition and quantity of billboards. The action is to conduct a public hearing to consider an ordinance amendment that would, 1, revise the definition of the term billboard, and 2, modify the number of billboards permitted within the City of Inkster. The floor is open for a motion.
So move.
Second.
It's been properly moved and seconded.
Good discussion.
Discussion.
My thought is, typically, and I think AC or some of you planning nerds can,
The disrespect is real, isn't it?
when you create public policy,
Yeah.
it can't be just for the benefit of one person or one entity. So that's bad public policy. I haven't heard anything compelling to modify the number of billboards. I'm not opposed to old ones coming down. You know, if they're not doing anything, I don't have an issue with that. But I haven't heard a compelling reason to have more than 12 billboards in the 6 square mile city of Inkster. But that's just me. I have no problem revising the definition because it's a little vague and old. So I would love to revise it, not necessarily accepting what was proposed because it doesn't, I don't like the way it deals with if something's not currently running on it, especially with digital. Let's say you cut it off for 2 days. So does it count? Does it not count? You guys have ads running every 8 seconds, I think somebody said, which, you know. So I think we need to revise it just so we can update the definition of it. But I wouldn't want to add to the number of 12 necessarily. But that's just my opinion.
I would just add to that, I would want to revise the definition as well, because I still think it leaves room for interpretation.
Anybody else?
I concur, I concur.
I do as well.
So we just, our job is just to recommend the council. So we could recommend that we revise the definition and recommend that they don't increase the number. But it's really up to them. I mean, at that point. You know, we just about got a quorum tonight.
Are we doing both at the same time? Or we have to do one each?
If you'd like to make the motion to separate
You
them
can
each.
separate if you want.
Okay, so I make the motion to separate the two,
Okay.
but also that we, is the proper term tabling the definition for revision and then bringing it back?
We probably could suggest something to them. We are the planning commission, so we
Yes.
probably could make a
So
suggestion.
suggest, okay.
Yeah.
I'll second your motion.
So suggest definition revision to city council. And then the second motion, I move that we do not recommend increasing the amount of billboards from 12 to 16.
Support.
Yep.
I think that could probably be the same. We don't have to separate them, do it.
So you can make one motion and just
Okay.
include that language in it.
Gotcha.
Because I was saying that would have been 2 separate votes. Like,
And we didn't vote on the first one, yeah, but
That's why I asked, okay, so the full motion is that I recommend that we submit suggestions to city council for revision of the billboard term, and suggest what that definition is.
yeah, sure, we should give them something.
Give them something. And then, I move that we do not modify the number, or recommend to deny modifying the number of billboards permitted within the city of Inkster.
Support.
It's been properly moved and supported. Is there further discussion?
Is there anything that we can do to come or to address the inactive billboards?
We could. We can propose amendment changes also as the planning commission.
Like it has to be active, or, you know, I don't think it should just be able to
Yeah, it
remain dilapidated
That's
forever
right. It needs, if it's
I
not
agree.
active, it needs to come
without being
down.
addressed.
Yeah, we could do some code enforcement type stuff. If it's been down for so long, can we force a property owner to take it down is the question, because they have property rights. So,
Can we put language into this ordinance that would mandate how they are able to
I don't know.
do that?
I don't know if we're infringing on property rights now. If I own the billboard and I wanted to put nothing on
I
it,
think
how you
we're-
gonna make me tear it
I think constitutionally we're infringing on property rights.
Right.
Because it's the same thing with the yard sign thing and the freedom of speech. If it's on your property, you can have up whatever you want, but if it's on city property, then we can.
So at least,
Even if it's blighted, you know?
Well, and they are a little rusted out and bent up, you know, at
Right.
least the one on Inkster Road.
We can probably enforce them bringing it up to code.
But if it's not brought up to code, what is our,
What can we do? Citation.
what's the teeth behind it?
Yeah.
Yep, citations.
Write a citation.
Yeah.
I would imagine also too, with any future thing that's like this, we could bond it to where if the city is forced to deal with the maintenance, there's something in what, escrow or
no, they,
whatever that requires,
they
yeah.
can charge
They
it and put it on their taxes as
put it
special
on their
assessment.
taxes, yeah.
But I have a question for the mayor. So in regards to the sign that's currently on city property, we can now address that, correct? We should,
The city could, yeah, we could take it down our own. We don't have to wait for an ordinance revision. If we say, hey, we don't want to operate sign and it's blight, we could just take it down.
so what body needs to address that one sign on Harrison and Carlisle?
That's probably on me. I mean, council certainly can if they were so chose, because it's real anything
Cause you said that lot belongs to the city, correct?
Yep, we own the building and the sign. I'm trying to think, the sign is probably considered personal property. The building, the land is real property. All real property has to go through council. But as far as taking the sign down, I probably could make that call, because I'm in charge of the administrative stuff. We hadn't even never discussed it. We knew the sign was there and not being used for years and years and years, but
But I think the gentleman just stated that they spoke with the company that owns the sign and they would be willing to take it down, so I think that may be.
if they can get, for stuff we don't own, if they can get somebody to take it down, it has no business with me. That means we have two less signs, that's all.
Yes, but that's what I'm thinking, he's saying that that company that owns the one on Harrison and Carlisle is willing to
No,
take it
that's
down.
us. We own that.
So then we should contact the sign company and get that sign down.
No, we could take that down. We own it. That's our land. The one on Inkster Road in Carlisle, I think somebody else has to be contacted. Whoever owns that land, they could take it down. I don't know if they wanna.
some bulldozers, right?
I think it's some boats. I mean, we could take it down. It's not
Right.
that hard.
Me and my cousin Benny.
All right, so the motion's been made, are in discussion. Is there any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion passes. That was item
B.
7B. All right, item 7C, zoning ordinance update kickoff. Discussion with a media consultant regarding zoning ordinance updates. Did I say it right?
Yep.
Okay.
Hi guys, so we are at the very last thing we have to do in order for us to become redevelopment ready certified. Yay!
Yes.
Thank you. And so I just want to take you guys through, because the very last thing that we have to do is the zoning ordinance update. And so I kind of want to take you guys through the overall project scope and get you looped in, because of course it's going to require our participation and feedback, and hopefully we can do this in an expedited way so that we can not only have an updated, comprehensively updated zoning ordinance, but we can also present it for joint review by the end of the year and approved, and then submitted to RRC for approval. And then we can also, am I allowed to say pop champagne? No? I don't know. Okay. So let me just refresh your memory real quick. So I pulled out a couple of parts of the master plan just to kind of jog our memory, because I know it's been a minute since we've looked at it. We're not going to go through an entire thing. I just wanted to point out a couple of things to you. So first, we're starting with 7, economic development. And so part of updating the zoning ordinance includes, of course, I'm gonna get to that page. I believe it is 92. Nope. It is 93. So 7.3 redevelopment strategy. I just wanted to refresh this body's memory on some of the redevelopment ready sites, or some of the sites that have been identified as prime real estate for redevelopment, including Inkster High School, which we know we're gonna get a lot of feedback about.
Oh my.
So I'm on page 94, 7.3 redevelopment strategy.
They side-eyeing you.
AC, hold on,
Like, wait
that's
a
94,
minute.
correct? Page 94?
94, yep, 94, 7.3 redevelopment strategy. So, that's one of the sites that have been flagged for redevelopment. We are gonna get a lot of active participation on that one. I'm guessing, I could be wrong, but I'm guessing. And so, and part of that redevelopment could include implementing middle housing strategies, making it a mixed development, that includes both residential, business, and commercial. And so, of course you can strategize for parkland conversion and, things like that, but I wanted to bring that to your attention. Also, Cherry Street west of Inkster Road has been identified as, the current zoning is M1A light industrial, but the future planned use is also for mixed development. So both of these sites have been flagged for mixed development for future land use. and then Beach Avenue between Irene and Northland. So I'm looking at pages both 94 and 95. Beach Avenue between Irene and Northland is currently zoned for one family residential, but has also been identified as future land use for mixed residential. So, like I said, my primary goal was just to jog your memory. If we want to, dive deeper into the text a little bit later, I just encourage everybody to do that. But does anyone have any initial thoughts or feedback about those sites at this time?
We need to add on the list Harrison from Michigan Avenue and Annapolis. We need to do something from a zoning perspective there to spur development. And do we want to make mixed? Do we just want residential? Do we want mixed use? Because that used to be downtown Inkster, and we need to fix, obviously, Harrison Road. So that was some of the discussion we had. We met with Wayne County today. It's gonna be a heavy lift, but we have to fix Harrison.
Hallelujah, thank you, Jesus.
You said Harrison and Annapolis?
Yeah, Harrison, you said Michigan Ave?
Annapolis?
Oh, wait,
No,
Michigan's in
Michigan Avenue to
Michigan Avenue,
Annapolis.
yeah.
Hallelujah, thank you, Jesus.
Michigan Avenue?
it's gonna be a big chunk of change. You're talking about $15-20 million.
Yeah.
That's a pretty long area.
Absolutely.
We gotta replace everything, sewer, water, we gotta do it all if we're gonna replace the road. So we're looking at between 15 and 20, so we're gonna partner in Wayne County and try to see if we can find some funds to do that. And then I think that would give us a great opportunity to redevelop that area.
Yeah, because right now we got a couple of churches,
And there's a lot of vacant land on that street.
a couple of businesses, yeah.
Yeah. And so anyone else think of any other sites that they think are hot?
I think the
Hot
mayor
sites
has a
for
good one,
consideration?
one right there needs
Yeah,
to
that one.
What's that? What she said?
So just like the mayor made a recommendation for another site that we may want to consider on Harrison and Michigan Ave, was there anything else that popped
No,
up? in
not what you
anyone's
said. I'm
mind?
sorry. I
Okay.
thought she had suggested one. That's
Oh,
all.
No.
She was agreeing.
Oh, okay,
Yeah, she was
okay.
agreeing. If we move over to page 96, I just also wanted to point out that one of our main initiatives or goals as a part of our master plan is to include middle housing types. Currently, the ordinance doesn't really highlight those, and the requirement for RRC certification is that we at least include two more or varying types of housing. So duplex, triplexes, fourplexes, townhomes, cottage courts, courtyard apartments, carriage houses, duplex, triplex, townhome hybrids are all suggestions. And then the pattern book of homes is a very good resource that's been provided to give an example of what some of these housing types look like. And we can even maybe potentially include these as a part of like maybe a pre-approved site plans if someone wants to do development as far as housing is concerned.
That's what other cities are going to, which is a great idea. Where we
Great.
say we approve 6 different styles, townhouses, brownstones, whatever we want, multifamily, or just single family. Then, so if somebody wants to build that particular type, they don't have to come to us. So we've already approved it. If that's what they want to build, they can just go build. They can skip the planning commission and even city council because we've already approved it.
So permitted use.
Yeah, permitted use.
Permitted use. And so other things highlighted in this section include future land for redevelopment and city-owned parcels. And so, and then there is a downtown revitalization plan that was once created by McKenna in 2017, I believe. And I don't think that's been updated since, but when I reviewed it, it was still pretty relevant. I would say maybe some of the design criteria as far as how we want things to look could be addressed, but I will also encourage everybody to look at that as well.
Unfortunately, we've lost control of a lot of the property since then. So back then, we owned the old city hall, that whole area. We owned the old police station, the courthouse, and the ice arena.
We don't own the city hall anymore?
Old City Hall is owned by Strategic Alliance. We're in litigation now trying to get that building back. We do own the old library and next to that open land where we do the farmer's market at. But we've sold the old police station and courthouse to local Mo Mehdi and his wife, and the skating rink, same
The
place.
ice arena?
So they own that whole side of the street.
Wow.
And they're, he's gonna do, the ice arena is open, soccer field and
Yeah,
workout
they're
place.
active, and they're active in there too.
Yeah, they're very active in the chamber, and then he's working on a plan, well, he has a plan for the old courthouse and police station. He has not revealed that yet to me, but he has a plan. He's looking for investors for about for about $5 million.
So now I'm lost because the renderings that were presented in the packet on the land sale, when you say they're looking for a plan, so it's no longer gonna be like a sportsplex or
I
whatever
was gonna
they.
say, that's
Right.
when originally he came with a gym,
Right.
type thing.
People all the time, you know, over the years, they come to us, say, we wanna do this, and then they switch it up.
Right.
Because we don't do anything to hold them to that once they
No
propose it.
accountability.
They always say something they think that we wanna hear, and then they build what they wanna build. And I'm not putting him in that category, I wasn't around when he presented that, but, he came to me, he's like, I wanna build a gym. I said, what do we need another gym for?
Yeah.
I mean, for gym for who? Because to me, the soccer field is not for anybody in the city of Inkster, because nobody
not.
uses it. We don't play soccer. So,
Who was that said they went in? No, hold on. It's more to what he just said. He just did service level. A female from the city of Inkster stated that she went over there and was told that she could not be there because it was males only.
That
Oh,
was
wow.
Oh, that was you.
That was
See? Okay, that's why.
Yes. And then they gave me some kind of number, because I was like, I was so excited. My kid, we've been waiting on this joint, especially because it's got our little logo sitting out there on the
That they need to
building.
remove, so we got to do something about using
What are
city
they
branding.
doing to service us?
nothing. They didn't buy that.
Why
from us.
is ours insignia on that building?
Somebody, the past administration allowed them to do it, because they're friends.
So then our
It's supposed to be
attorneys need
taken
to
down.
send them a
I
I
letter.
told-
I told them they had to take it down. They haven't taken it down?
I thought they did.
I thought they
I
did
drive
too.
by it.
I drove past this evening. I think it's up there. I think. It might just be programmed in my mind.
Y'all let me know when y'all put eyes on it. I told him he had to take it down. He said,
Yeah,
okay.
we wrote a letter to him. And he was like, okay, I'm gonna. He got nervous. He called me. He was like, oh, I'm gonna take it down. I'm gonna take it down. I need this a couple more days. I said, "That's fine."
He should have took it down, then called you and sent you pictures. Like, hey, it's down.
Right.
But okay, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah, that was just my concern, because we were very excited about that spot, extremely excited about that spot. And then when we got in, it's like, I went in there to try to access it. It's like, they treated me like I was not supposed to be in that building. Like, what are you doing here?
One.
Kind of.
That's why I said a female. I couldn't remember. That's why I said that, to make the determination of.
Right.
And that's all you saw in there was males at the time, right?
Right.
And it's a great business. I don't have an issue with the business concept. Indoor soccer fields are making tons of money. There's one in Canton. You can.
High velocity.
They rent it out all 24 hours a day.
But even,
Discrimination?
even that, my thing is I feel like we shouldn't count our kids out. I know my grandson plays soccer, but we've got to be able to court them. They're not even
That sounds
courting.
like, that's discriminatory, isn't it?
Yeah.
They're not even courting this area.
No, they didn't build that for you.
But it's here, so
It's here. We
so
sold.
our voice should, to me, this is me.
We'd have to say something when we sold it to them.
Correct, because it's privately owned.
It's privately owned now. We can't, that was never for us. When I saw the concept, that's not the first people came to us wanting to build a soccer field. We said no. In my administration, 2 other people came to us and we said no. Because we're not gonna be able to take advantage of it. How does that benefit us? And I'm not mad if somebody's making money. I'm a business person also. But literally, we have a beautiful soccer field that none of our folks use in the city of Inkster.
Is there some kind of way that we could maybe get something where it goes into our school districts and things that would kind of help to push it?
Yeah, only if he would, I went to him, I said, look, man, we need you to carve out some time so our kids can play soccer maybe on Saturday morning or some, a city soccer league or something, because I'm not opposed to our kids playing soccer.
Right.
And he's like, yeah, we can talk about it, and we kind of left it at that. But we need to have access to whatever's in our city. That's how I look at it.
That's my point.
But I can't, he's only listening to me because he wants to do other stuff in the city. So if he didn't have that other property, he could tell me to go jump in the lake. I can't force him, but right now we have a little leverage because he's gonna have to come to us on those other buildings. And we can say, nope. So whatever we want, let's present it to him. I mean, he's not a bad dude.
Well,
I mean,
yeah.
he's part of the community. He's been here forever. He used to own the window company on Michigan Avenue.
Yeah, I know him, I've dealt with him, because he's the one that services my windows.
Yeah, I bought windows from him, so I
Then I
mean,
was upset when he moved out. All of that stuff, so,
see his office now.
yeah.
And the only thing too, like with that, and I think Ms. McDaniels has something as well, but I was gonna say,
I'm just amazed, I'm just shocked.
Yeah, that's appalling, really.
I was just gonna say with that is something to take into consideration, just so you all are aware, is even like when you all talked about first choice windows, the situation that occurred was a lot of noise was made about 315 North moving next door to them in a shared parking thing and blah, 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 blah. They said, we're taking our business to Redford if you don't, well, not if you don't, they didn't threaten, because they wanted to buy the old pawn shop, which is now a collision shop. And so it was like, okay, well, we would like to keep you all, gonna sell this property, X, Y, and Z. That property got sold to them. They were supposed to be moving First Choice back to Inkster. They did not. They sold it and made a profit off of that building.
They bought it for 25,000, sold it for 350,000.
And then,
good
that was
business.
that. So then, you know, all the other things that were happening, it was like, wait a minute. Now, when you look back at things and you see that bigger picture, it's like, okay, the mayor said you're a nice guy, but you guys put a sleight of the hand on us a couple of times. And that's not fair to our community.
People will say whatever they gotta say to you.
Yeah.
To get what they
He
want.
knew he had bought $1 million building in Livonia. He had no intention of putting the window. Why would he move down the street with the window coming?
So I just wanted to put that out there for you all to know who may or may not have been privy to it.
I don't know what type of considerations we can have when we're thinking about our economic development and how we can, you know, promote or support things that, of course, will bring us revenue to this city. Just using the billboard thing as an example, yeah, we could participate in revenue sharing, we could, you know, do fees, but can we do that after the fact? So I guess I'm just saying that to say, like, when we're entering into these things, what type of provisions should we be considering prior to? So that we are actually setting ourselves up for success when they're implemented.
I mean, you can do anything after the fact. You have no leverage. So
Yeah,
once we allow
exactly.
them, once we sell them the land and allow them to put it up, and, oh, can we get some money? I mean,
Right.
that's not the time to do it. If we got to do it up front.
So that's what I'm saying, like, whatever, when we're thinking about this, our economic development, like, I'm just saying, like, as a body, just like, think about what are some things that we probably should be doing prior to,
Absolutely.
in order to leverage and set ourselves up for avoiding situations like that. Because you can come to us and say, oh, it's good for economic development, but if you already have the store and you're only employing one person, I'm not exactly sure how that's helping us with jobs.
They ain't employing nobody.
Right.
They're already in this business.
Right.
The same graphic designer is the same guy for all their billboards.
And then you can say, yeah, participate in revenue sharing and charge us a fee, but after you've already gotten it, I'm not exactly sure how that's supposed to help us either. So that's just one of the things I'm just putting out there. But economic development, anyone want to make any more comments before we move on from that one? The other thing I wanted to bring to everyone's, to jog everyone's memory with is 8, future land use, including the future land use map and the zoning plan. Some of the recommendations include consolidating residential districts, of course, implementing mixed residential districts. And if there is something that's obsolete, for example, I believe O, which is office district, I think that's what that one is, like getting rid of that. And so I just wanted to also just pull that out so that, you know, just to refresh everybody's memory. If you're looking at 8.3, the zoning plan, some of the recommendations include, in addition to what I just mentioned, you know, adding design standards for the middle housing, developing a table for building technologies and regulations. Like I said, removing unused zoning districts from the ordinance, coordinating local land use plans with reasonable transportation investments, and was there one other one that I wanted to, and then considering some updating in the context of zoning, for example, and there's a bunch of other text out there that also says like family in the context of zoning may be outdated. So we need to think about what's considered a family. Because in the traditional sense, it may not apply to modern standards.
2 or more people.
So housing, or right, or things like, so yeah, we have to think about that. What does family mean to us? And so then if we're implementing other housing standards in middle housing, like a duplex or a quadplex, then what type of standards when it comes to family? So if we're saying a 2-family dwelling, then what's considered 2 families? Am I making sense?
Yeah.
So we have to like really like
you wanna
think that
define
through. Yeah, we have to define those and decide what's considered a family. And, you know, when we're thinking about implementing some of these middle housing options, you know, what's max occupancy, things like that. So we have to take those types of things into consideration. Because I will go into an example of that further, but any more comments about the future land use plan?
You told them we need their input, right? I mean, we need this body to have some suggestions.
Yes.
We're doing this, it's happening now, so take a look at it and say, I think this should be here, I think we should, we need input.
We need input. And then, I'm gonna move on to the best practice zoning real quick, just to kind of jog everybody's memory about some of the other things we have to do. So it looks like this, as required by the RRC in order for us to be certified.
What page are you on? Ashley?
So I'm on this document right here. This says best practice 2 zoning. This is from the RRC. So then, of course, we have to make sure that we're in alignment with the master plan. Under Michigan law, zoning ordinances must be based on an adopted master plan. So have we evaluated the master plan, and are we making sure that we're making those changes in alignment with that? Because of course, the master plan also included community feedback, so we have to make sure that we're actually, including community feedback into our zoning update. Is it accessible and user-friendly? Can people access the map? Does it have clear definitions and requirements? Does it also include graphics, tables, or charts? If you go to 2.3, are we making sure that we're allowing for concentrated development, including mixed-use buildings by right? And then the ordinance requires 2 or more of the following elements in areas of concentrated development, and some of those include, open storefronts, outdoor dining, minimum ground floor transparency, et cetera. If we move on to 2.4, housing diversity, these are, as I mentioned earlier, some of the housing types. We have to make sure that the ordinance allows for at least 3 or more of these. As it stands, we kind of don't have an ADU, accessory dwelling unit, definition, I don't believe. So like something like that would need to be updated, and then if we included something like a triplex, we would also have to define that as well.
And when you're saying accessory dwelling, is that like,
So something that's a structure that's on the land or parcel itself, but maybe not attached to the primary building. Garage, storage unit over a specific square amount of feet. And then, and then we will have to define what, is the max in terms of an accessory dwelling unit. Would it require light, water, you know what I mean? We would have to figure all of that out and what we.
like sheds, would sheds be in that?
But in some cases, like in California, that's like a guest house or something.
Yeah.
It's not attached to the house itself.
Yep.
So that comes down to how we want to define it, and do we want to have someone that can be able to technically rent out accessory dwelling to.
Oh, gotcha.
It is something that's been recommended highly in terms of addressing the housing crisis, because if you have, a smaller family, or maybe you have family who you want to live, maybe not in the primary dwelling, but on the lot, is that an affordable use?
Yeah.
Like
In-house, what they call in-house,
infill, yeah.
or in-law quarters.
Right. Like if you had a mother-in-law quarters or something like that, it could be a good use of an accessory dwelling unit. So we would have to figure out how we would want to define that and what the criteria for, allowing that would look like.
And that's typical with mansions, like Anita Baker's house has a guest house. Her servants or whoever can live in the guest house, and she
Right.
lives in the big house.
So we're not talking about she sads or dog houses.
Right. And maybe
Dog house is different.
Usually the doghouse is in the basement.
yeah.
Why does the man always have to go to the dog house? Why can't the wife or the woman go to the dog house?
So that's her, she said, and we sent her to the doghouse.
She wouldn't care.
I wouldn't care.
Flex working space. A lot of people are working from home now. Maybe they want to build their office, in the garage. You know what I mean? So something to consider. Go ahead.
Do we allow anywhere in this for tiny houses?
Not yet, but we
Not yet.
can.
We're gonna talk about it.
We're gonna talk about it.
Okay.
We talked about it in the past with the container homes stuff, and then it never came to fruition. What, it was some property, on Harrison or something that we sold?
Yeah,
Okay.
yes.
I mean, do
There
we
was a
want?
couple of in-lot situations where they were looking at the container homes or tiny homes.
Container homes are one thing. I've seen some beautiful container homes.
Yeah, yeah.
Tiny houses, if you live across the street in a regular house, does that affect your property value? You know, what I mean, so we have, do we want those? And to me, they almost would have to be little sections of the city where you have 30 tiny houses. Not, we're not gonna let one tiny house in, you know, it'd have to
Right, a community.
be, yeah, a little community, couple streets and, you know, some.
Yeah,
Well,
We
with-
can do
with
an
the container
overlay.
home, we kind of consider that, actually, the building department, it doesn't matter what the material is, as long as it is, you know, meets the,
So they're allowed at this
Yeah.
point, you know, you can do a container home, but I've seen container homes, they look like regular, I mean, you start with a
tiny
container.
homes too.
but the tiny homes, like the
Tiny
mayor
different.
mentioned, the perspective is thrown off.
Have y'all been down there off of
Yeah.
Chrysler?
Right. And they did it, the way that was done is sort of like a special area that, because.
But that's dedicated for that too, so I
Exactly.
think, so with the container homes, is that considered, because that can move, so is that considered?
No.
You have to set, it has to meet.
It's not a
Foundation.
mobile home.
The,
It's-
grounded to the-
Foundation,
You just start
plumbing.
with a container, but it's there, it's done.
Right.
You can build basements if you want to.
Okay,
you-
okay,
you-
okay,
Right.
so it can be a full station, a module, like a module, okay.
We can
Yeah,
do an
when I
overlay
was
too.
working with the city of Detroit, as far as the small homes, they took, depending on the block size, if the block was technically a half a block, then that met the qualifications to put it in there, like you said, so it didn't prospectively throw off your house. If your house was 3,000 square feet, and then you have this one across the street.
Well, shoot, they building these houses around, making our houses tiny homes anyway.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm like, oh my God, I'm in a tiny house.
You already
Yeah.
in a tiny house, yeah.
You compare it to, yeah.
Living in the boot then.
Yeah, her house is tiny, we in trouble.
Right.
Micro units is also something to,
Oh, I guess not a boot, micro unit.
Tiny house ain't small enough, you can get a micro unit.
Oh, it's on there. I didn't even see that. I jumped ahead of you. I'm sorry.
no, you're fine. So yeah, these are some of the housing types. I did make sure that we printed off or if I say we, Derek or whomever prepared the packet, printed off the pattern book of homes. And so there's a good variety of these housing types that are included in this to kind of give you an idea of what they mean when they mean quadruplex, or triplex or micro unit or whatever. So this is a good resource. I encourage everybody to look through for sure.
So are we having an assignment right now? I see on the blue side is certified expectations. That means this body is to make that.
Yeah, when we're going through and getting feedback on the zoning ordinance update, or we have to make sure that we're meeting the certified expectations.
So we actually decide which three and which whatever. Okay, got it.
Exactly.
We propose and give it to council.
And make the recommendation. So
Not now, but
right, not now. No, this is the kickoff. This is
Coming soon, coming soon.
got
coming
it.
soon.
We gotta do some homework.
We got to do some
All right.
homework, which is why I'm including these materials and these resources.
Good.
I apologize. I've already made this meeting longer than we probably could have had, but I had to do this. We had to do
was
this.
good.
This is required. So, parking flexibility, we have to make sure that, we're providing flexible options. And then including 3 or more of the following tools, like reduction or elimination of required parking when on street. And so I'm on 2.5, parking flexibility. Connections between parking lots, shared parking agreements, parking maximums, elimination of parking minimums, which a lot of cities are actually doing. They find it just too burdensome to be like, oh, you have to make sure that you include this amount of parking spaces. Bicycle parking or EV charging stations, things like that. So, and last but not least, 2.6, green infrastructure. So making sure that we include for at least 3 or more of the following, low impact development techniques, rain gardens, rainwater collection, green roofs, things like
What are
that.
green
what is
roofs?
it? Right.
As far as I remember, and I could be wrong, but some people do actually grow things on the
Gardens
roof,
on 'em.
like gardens.
I'm in New York,
Yeah,
on top of the
New
high
York
buildings.
does that. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, do we want to actually consider some type of urban agriculture element? We do have sustainability and green infrastructure mentioned in our master plan, so that goes into more detail. But you know, and then of course addressing like things like flooding, you know, things like that, because we do get that. So,
So we need a minimum of 3.
minimum of 3 in order for us to be certified, to make sure that these are included as a part of our standards for green infrastructure in the zoning ordinance.
And that's what I was wondering too, and it's, the answer's right here. It says it provides, green roofs provide numerous environmental, economic, and social benefits, including stormwater management through absorption and filtration, energy efficiency via insulation and cooling, urban heat islands. So basically, we got a flat roof. Instead of getting a retard, we can just put trees
Yeah.
and plants up there.
Still got a retard.
Yeah. And then we have to, of course, make sure people are meeting minimum requirements for doing something like that, because in a state like Michigan, where we get a lot of rain and snow, you don't want any compromising on the structure of the building and things like that.
That's
So,
true, because in the wintertime, it's gonna come down.
yeah, it's gonna come down.
Put
Yeah.
too much up there.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you put too much down there. So, any other feedback as far as that one's concerned?
So what's our assignment?
I would,
Lots of homework.
said, what is our
Assignment.
assignment? But I was
Almost
just-
there.
I was
We're on that next page.
I've been noticing in our neighboring community, they've been doing these flat roofs. They're like California houses. But I'm thinking they're not probably from here. So they don't know the long-term
They'll find out.
Real soon. Real soon. Yeah.
That 4 feet of snow sitting on top of it.
Right, and the whole thing cake.
Comes on in.
Find out. And mind you, we only have to select 3. So if it's something we decide is not for us, we don't have to roll with it.
If we select 3, could we later add more?
Of course.
Okay.
Yeah, we can reserve part of the ordinance if we ever want to add something to it. Yeah.
Very good.
Keep in mind, we had 9 city parks, we eliminated 5 of them. So I need you guys to put something that matches the character of the neighborhood, especially on both sides of the city, we both eliminated. Like whether it be
Like the Inkster.
brownstones, or whether it be, you can go single family, but obviously less people, less houses, because it's single family. You do, like in Chicago, they have a lot of brownstones. And they look nice, they're beautiful, but they go straight up. You know, so if you handicap, so you going upstairs, unless you got an elevator. But I think those will look cool, but we got to decide what do we want our city to look like. And that's what we're gonna approve, and that'll be the plan going forward. You know?
And probably if we're not really addressing, I know we have schools here, so not to discredit what's happening here. But are we gonna work on trying to get the public school anymore?
I mean, I don't know, when people ask me that all the time. I'm like, I don't know what we could do to work on it. It takes the legislature, so. State legislature would have to pass a law to if you're talking about Inkster Public Schools, to reopen a public school in the city of Inkster. That's paid off now. There's just no will in Lansing to do it. Why would they care? I mean, so when I talked to the governor about it back when she first got elected, she listened. I mean, so if I spend 250, 300 million to build you new schools, because we tore them all down, and Snyder did that, but then I'm gonna take kids from all the other public schools and put them in a worse situation just so you can have your little school system in Inkster. They don't care. I mean, the reason why we were chosen in the first place, because we were vulnerable. They looked at us in Saginaw Buena Vista, let's try them and see what happens. It was an experiment. So I don't.
So we weren't the only school district that got.
It was two.
no.
It was two. Us in Saginaw Buena Vista,
We're the
but
only
very
school-
similar
Only
communities.
school district that they tore down all the buildings.
Right. They let them sell their buildings and do whatever.
I'm sorry.
One of our local business owners, we offered the state of Michigan $250,000 for Inkster High, because they had a semi-brand new Olympic pool, the auditorium.
That's right.
We're gonna make it a community center.
Right.
You're a little small business, you can rent out a classroom or 2, and you can run your business out of that. Plus, we'd have the pool, it could have been an overall community, like rec center type thing. And they turned it down. They rather spend the money to destroy it, so we couldn't bring it back. So the plan is never for it to come back.
Right.
Classic divestment from communities like ours.
So if we don't vote, we'll never have any power. So in the governor's race next year, hopefully, usually about 7,000 people vote in the governor's race. If we can get our numbers up to 15,000, then they would hear us when we cried. Right now, they have nothing to lose. That's why they tried us. You know, it's, if you talk to our state rep, because when they got the debt paid off, I was like, well, okay, go toss around the idea of bringing the public schools back. The people looking at them like, you lucky you got this debt paid off. It's a wrap. We're not messing with y'all no more. You think we're gonna invest hundreds of millions of dollars? They already took our elementary school. You know, that's the Berger Special Needs School. And we know we needed a special needs
They
school.
took that. That's
took
not
it.
active anymore.
Oh, it's active.
Oh, yeah.
It's active, we just don't.
We don't have any access.
We
to
don't
it.
have any
Yeah,
access.
that's Garden City's,
Berger.
that's a Garden City school.
It's the whole Wayne County.
It's another
Recent,
example
recent.
of.
It's under RESA, but Garden City is running that.
runs the school.
Running it,
Runs
but
that
the
school
kids are coming from all over Wayne County.
Yeah.
They took the building and we kept paying the note.
Yes.
And I mean, it was gangster. So I went to them, I was like, well, how you, if you gonna take the building, you gotta take the note too. Oh, no, y'all keep on paying that. Y'all agreed to build this building.
It was on my taxes.
Arisa was gangster with it.
Is that where that is coming from, the school, line on the tax? Cause I was asking if we paid off our, you know, debt for Inkster City Schools, why is it showing up?
Cause you're paying whatever school district you're in, you're paying.
Right.
So
But,
why-
and that's, someone was like, if we don't have a school district, then what are we
we
paying?
have 4 school districts, so people need to stop saying that.
Okay.
You know,
We just don't have Inkster Public
We
Schools.
just have
we just
Inkster
have
Public
Inkster
Schools.
We
Gotcha.
lost one.
But I'm paying into Taylor's school district.
But you know, speaking of that though, Your Honor, I really think that cause I just had that conversation with a relative who's buying in Inkster. He's like, we ain't got no school system. I said, sweetheart, we've had 5 school systems in the city of Inkster. I said, we just lost Inkster. I think the citizens need to understand that.
no, they can't hear you because it's emotional. If you went to Inkster Public Schools and you started talking about, when I was a kid, we had 5 public schools that our kids went to.
right.
Cherry Hill,
That's
Wayne
right.
Westland,
That's right.
Inkster, Westwood, and Taylor.
That's correct.
That's right.
So now we have 4 plus a charter academy. What's different? Nothing. But if you went to Inkster High, you feeling some sort of way.
I am.
And we can't even talk to you about it because I got an email, I got a hot email. They were like, look here, bro, if you build something on Inkster High Public, on the school grounds, you have a problem. Keep it as a memorial to all the people in Inkster. I said, you done lost your mind. You can have this job, that's 26 acres that we have to develop and get tax revenue.
Yes.
There's no way around it.
There's no, we
We're
can't
just looking for the
keep it.
right to mixed-use
Yeah.
development.
Okay, so where y'all gonna take the all class
I can go back where it started, in the park.
in the park?
I mean, you know, that's, we are good with a party. We're the partiness city. You know, so I talk to people all the time, they like, when you gonna bring back the Summerfest? And I'm saying to them, I didn't bring back the Summerfest, because it costs money, but I had a summer camp for our kids. I don't care nothing about that. I wanna drink, smoke, and have a good time. That is, our people are party
And
people.
listening to the music.
Ain't nobody asked me about no summer camp. Can I come volunteer? Can I come work with the kids? Nobody. Nobody. I'm just like, our priorities are jacked up. You know, and I like to party as much as the next person, but we grown ups. We can have our own party.
Well, you like
We
to
don't-
party till 9 o'clock. and then
Right.
go
Then,
to bed.
I'm old man party. You know? When you get old, you do the day parties. You start at 4. By 9 o'clock, it's a wrap. If I can't do it before 9, it ain't happening.
So you stayed by the rule as we was children when that street light come on.
Right.
He lives by it.
You know, our parents didn't know where we were at. I mean, we were going all day long.
Everywhere.
No, I had to check in at somebody's house at least, because you know we didn't have cell phones. So it was like, whoever's house you at, you need to call and be like, I'm alive, and then you can continue on. But bear with me. So this is the part that you guys are asking for. So the planning commission, this document right here just kind of outlines the overall schedule. So right now, we're in evaluation and alignment, and then we move into drafting the general updates. Then we move into planning commission and community engagement, and we're gonna leverage like our planning commission meetings and things like that to kind of get that feedback. It will be one of our jobs to, of course, engage with the community and let them know that this is happening, so we wanna hear from them. And I will email you guys some sample survey questions to review, and if you guys like them, then we'll implement that, put it on the city website, say, hey, fill this out, and we'll collect responses like that. And then, of course, finalization and adoption. So then, of course, we have to make sure that it aligns with the master plan and future land use. Make sure we're implementing RRC best practices. This includes modernizing our definitions and our administrative processes, and this can include targeted overlays like the tiny homes or planned unit development in certain districts. And then we just have to act as ambassadors for the project. So I'm on the role of the Planning Commission on 2, provide feedback on alignment and review the draft materials in preparation. Oh, can we move the meeting to September 29th, or is that something we gotta ask that later? Okay, and miscellaneous, okay, got you. So we'll bring that up later, and then prepare for public review and recommendation to City Council at the joint adoption meeting in November. And so today's activities included reviewing everything that we just reviewed, and then our next steps will be to review and provide feedback on those draft materials, and preparing the community for engagement. There are priority recommendations on the second part, which kind of pretty much we've discussed already. There were some other additional considerations up here in the top right corner, like the John Daly commercial route, pre-approved site plans, and zoning for food vendors in tiny neighborhoods and short-term rentals. We currently don't have anything in our ordinance for that. So think about things like that. Like what are gaps? What are some things that we could be missing? We can start communicating, emailing, providing suggestions, things like that. And then, of course, streamlining our administrative procedures by allowing certain uses to be expedited and just maybe approved by the administration and not requiring it to come to this body or city council. So what does that look like? What could an accessory dwelling unit potentially be one of those things if it's like 200 square feet or small, you know what I mean? Like, so we can think about that. That way they don't always have to come to us and get our approval, and then we could just be an expedited situation. So. Last but not least, here's an example of some updated districts that we can consider. So I'm looking at this document right here. And zoning districts will go from R1 to R2. So MRD1, MRD2, B1, B2, B3, TC. Yep, we're at the end, M1, M2, PR, and ERO. I included a master plan future land use designation as a reference. So where it's referenced in the master plan is what I listed next to it. So for example, R1 is neighborhood residential, but when you look at MRD1, that's mixed residential district, and that includes small scale office and retail in addition to like multiplexes and townhomes. And so, if you want to take a look at these proposed districts and their brief descriptions, this is an example of the types of updates that we'll be looking to include as a part of our zoning update. Feedback, thoughts?
We got a lot of work
We got a lot of work
in a short period of time.
in a short period of time.
Crunch time.
All hands on deck.
Okay.
Well, Commissioner, do you have anything for Commissioner A.C. Williams?
Great job, great job.
Thank you. Thank you.
Excellent
Thank you.
job.
Thank you. Thank you. I'm excited. We're almost done.
Very excited.
All righty, moving down to item 8, miscellaneous. We have item 8A, Planning Michigan 2025 Conference, October 22nd through the 24th in Kalamazoo, Michigan. Mr. Dowdell, you have the floor.
Yes, so I just wanted to bring this to the attention of the council, the commission, excuse me, that the planning commission will be having this and, as well as, actually in 26, the APA, will be in Detroit. The National American Planning Association will be in Detroit. So I just wanted to bring this to your attention to show you some of the items that they will be talking about, and hopefully the mayor will open up his purse strings and let some of the people go.
Listen, people.
We also have a training plan, so, maybe we can say, hey, we did this as a part of our training plan.
That's correct. So I'm glad you said something about that, Derek, because I am interested in attending. So is there some, maybe, I know we broke, but is there any hope of getting some help, maybe?
We can figure out something. I mean, it's only Kalamazoo.
Now, it says student member rate. I am a college student. Because the member rate says $440 and the student member rate is $80.
I was,
Oh, wow. We could afford to send him. I don't know about you 440s,
How about senior?
Right.
Right.
Senior
But
discount.
that's just the registration, that's not talking about the hotel fee.
Hotel.
Yeah, which is $185 per night, and parking overnight is $10 per night.
And
y'all-
they don't have bunk beds, do
We
they?
put y'all in the Momo.
Find that tiny home we
Right,
were
right.
talking about.
On the backside though, guys, if you take a look, it does say something about the Black Student Conference Scholarship.
Oh, y'all qualify.
But we're not students. He's a student. Oh, or is it asking for
It looks like an axe.
It's an ask for a donation to the
Well,
Black
it says
Student
if you're a black
Conference.
student studying planning in Michigan, you may be eligible for the scholarship.
Right.
See below for the application.
Okay.
So, just wanted to bring it to y'all attention, and like I said, some of the things, some of the agenda seemed interesting, that like, as we work towards the master plan, that we can, take into consideration.
Was it 2 days? Yes, it's
So is there anything, Derek, on here that you, like you said, you see some few things, can you kind of point out some of the things that you think would be of interest for us and to benefit Inkster, that you personally saw that piqued your curiosity?
Actually, it was, for the one on Wednesday, Good Intentions Lead to, reimagining, yesterday's retail, which, retail with Amazon is kind of shaky, but you sometimes when you have stores, it's a sense of place, and whether you're just window shopping and things of that nature. So those.
Oh yeah, right there. At 10 a.m. on Wednesday, demystifying data centers for Michigan communities.
Yeah, that's what I was looking at, and then I like the how better financial review can improve housing outcomes
Where's that one, on the
on
Wednesday?
Wednesday. Mm-hmm.
Say that one again?
How better financial review can improve housing outcomes.
Okay, the 10 o'clock, okay.
The 10 o'clock.
And then the one on Thursday, if you go to the second page, getting something in return, getting the most out of a planned unit development. And since we made an area over there, Henry Ruff, a planned unit development,
That's a PUD, so.
how do we utilize that if they really want that land that the Westland owns? What can we ask for? What's the ask?
It looks like there's multiple sessions on that day. So for example, if you wanted to do the Michigan Black Professional Planners, the Strength Within Exploring Resilience in Black Community, you might have to choose that over reconnecting a community or something in return. Yep, because they're all at the same
You can
time.
divide and conquer.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like if 2 or 3 people go,
well, yeah, you send one go to one and one go to the other and bring the data back together.
Yeah.
And then there's the at 2:15 to 3:30, from blueprint to impact, revitalizing neighborhoods with permit-ready plans, which is what we've talked about. So,
That would be a good one.
Well, if y'all go, just note you got to be up by 10 a.m. They don't stop till 10 p.m.
It's a
Yeah,
long
yeah.
day.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's as the mayor said, that's the partying aspect of it after 5.
so make sure you take
That's
your
the
flag.
partying aspect after 5.
Well, no, part of it at the 10 p.m. was like the networking event, so you know what that means.
Oh, you drinking now?
Ain't no planning going on after
Right.
5.
The brain ain't braining after that.
So what is it that you can do, Mr. Mayor?
He going back to the.
How many of y'all interested in going?
I'm interested.
I'm interested.
3, 4?
I was
There,
interested.
5.
I was interested initially. I'm gonna be checking though, my calendar to see.
Yeah, October's a busy month. We'll get some 4:40 tonight. We just got to figure it out.
and then, like you said, with as far as the networking or drinking, whatever you want to call it, you can meet with other planning commissions and see how they did something, and that's how you learn about things, because talking to other people.
Yeah. Oh, that's Wednesday, Thursday, Friday.
And find out similar communities like our community.
Right.
You know, that key, that's gonna be critical too, to see how they maneuver some of these new issues.
And
It's strategic. I mean, I went to a mayor's meeting, and they had a planning session, and you just look some out west, they're doing some things Because we gotta look at what we want to be. And then you go and you copy some of the ordinances and zoning ordinances, if you wanna do this, or if you wanna be this. And, it's very strategic. You know, you gotta be able to see the big picture and know exactly what you wanna be in order to get where you wanna go. You know, I learned some stuff just sitting there. It was probably 30 mayors in there. And, you know, they're trying different things out in Denver, Colorado, and in Boise, Idaho, and different places. It was very interesting. It made some great connections. Like, you can call the mayor and say, hey, come on out. You wanna come see what we did? This is what we did 5 years ago, and this is where we're at. This is how we got here. We changed our ordinances to this, you know? And everybody's pretty open and friendly.
Denver is doing some good stuff, and so is Utah.
Yep. Out west, they're a little more progressive.
They are, because when I was on planning commission, we went to Denver, and they're a different breed. They really think outside of the box.
Yep.
And that was over 20 years ago, so, yeah.
All right, well, y'all think about that, and I guess in the near future, regardless, if just shoot an email over and express, you know, what interest, so we can just stay on top of it before the registration deadline ends and all that.
How soon is the deadline?
Right.
That's a great question.
It said September something, and then it said October, it's a $25 late fee or something, I think I seen.
September 12th is when they take the registration day after, by the 13th, a month later, it goes up 25.
Oh, okay, yeah,
Okay.
all right. And let's check on that student member rate too. And well, the reason I ask sometimes like that, say for instance, if a student is getting the tickets or registering 5 people or something like that, maybe you get that rate for that student versus,
I see what you're saying.
yeah. I mean, and if they say no, only 1 student per registration. They say, oh, you got 5 people coming with you, everybody gets that rate. That would work out in favor of saving money.
Yeah, we don't get that lucky.
Right.
Oh, ye of little faith.
We might, I know, we might, because they trying to fill them rooms.
I don't think they're trying that out. Look, I think people are gonna come.
Yeah. It's a good agenda.
It's gonna be well attended.
Yeah.
And I can reach out to see if the commissions, sometimes they, you know, they have a different rate for a commissioner as opposed to professional.
Right. And don't we have an account or whatever membership with Michigan Association of Planning?
No.
We don't?
I do.
License.
Oh.
You have a license. Yeah, but the city, you don't have an account.
Oh, you know what? You're right, because I was thinking about the site plan training we took that one time. McKenna paid, or whoever paid for it. I forgot who it was, but they paid for it, and we got a certificate from Michigan Association of Planning. But we didn't. Okay. All right.
But AC, if I remember correctly, can we check with Stephanie Pina and them to see, because there was some funds available for training, correct?
Not for training specifically. There was, I mean, TNTA, but, and then you can determine what that would be applied to, but not for, like, they didn't, there's nothing that was like, oh, if you guys want money for training. Yeah.
Like I said, nothing beats a turn down but an ask.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. It could be an ask, yeah. And so, and then
Derek,
we were required to come
Derek,
up with a
get to
training
asking.
plan.
I have no problem asking.
Get to asking, Derek, get to asking.
We might have something in the budget. I don't know how big the number is. We may have something in the budget for training and continuing education and all that stuff.
Are we able to add something, one last thing to miscellaneous, or are we still on the conference?
Well,
I think we're done with that.
Yeah, cause I wanted to just ask about whether or not we can have our September meeting on the 29th.
oh, yeah. I'm sorry, I wanted you to ask. I meant to tell you that too. So, elaborate on that.
Okay, so they're to accommodate everyone's schedules, especially because it's one of those meetings slotted for getting public feedback. That week is the Black Caucus in DC, so then it kind of conflicts with like mayor's schedule. I'll be there, things like that. So if we could,
And that's the 5th Monday of September.
yeah, the 5th month. So we have 5 Mondays in September. Could we move it from the 4th to the 5th?
So from September 22nd to
To
September
September
29th.
29th.
What is everybody's thinking on that? Are you able to pull out your calendars and confirm?
I'll be in Seattle.
Why is that? Don't answer that. But no, everybody, if you have an opportunity, look at that. Of course, we'll have another meeting. No, we won't.
No, we won't.
Oh, snap.
Yeah, so,
Well, I guess what we could do if those of you, if you can't confirm tonight, then maybe let's.
I understand it's gonna be probably a long meeting. Cause we gotta get all that stuff we just talked about today, we need to come out with answers.
yeah, answers.
Keep in mind too, for you sports fanatics, the Lions are playing the Ravens Monday night
Oh,
football
Lord.
on the
On
22nd.
22nd.
So I'll be in Baltimore at the game. Then I'm going from Baltimore to DC for the Black Caucus, so I'll be there the whole week.
And I wasn't gonna put him out there, but since he put himself out there, that was the main reason why I'm like, well, if you're not gonna be here,
y'all not
can
trying to
we?
miss that Monday night game, even if we having a meeting.
So I'm like, if
Troy,
he's not-
turn it on the TV.
yeah. So I'm like,
Work don't stop anyway.
but and then considering that it's, you know, right now, if we're on schedule, that's the meeting where we want to look at the bulk of the draft of the zoning ordinance update and try to get, you know, public participation. It's, you know, if the mayor's not there, it's kind of like, eh. So that's why I was like, oh, can we move it?
Well, there's one for the 29th, right? Mac, he said he won't be here.
Yeah.
Will anybody else be? Is anybody else available on the 29th?
I'm available.
Yeah, I'm in.
I believe I'm available.
Okay.
So you need to send your suggestions, all that before you leave. Whatever you think, you need to let somebody know.
So you gotta go home, turn off the electronics, sit down, pull out your packet.
Start writing.
Sit down, Michaela.
All right, cool. So.
And that was it for me.
All right, Mr. Dowdell, will you be available on the 29th? Okay, so want to make sure you'll be in town. All right, we're down to item number 9, second hearing of the public for items not scheduled for a public hearing or on the agenda. This is an opportunity from anyone from the general public to step up to the podium, state your first and last name for the record, and address this body.
That's y'all.
Right. I don't have nothing.
You're the only public,
Okay.
you're the only public here.
Seeing no movement, hearing none, I did hear chair move.
What about the public, the notice that we received?
The Inkster Planning Commission has received a public comment from Charles Blackwell. It has been dispersed to all planning commissioners and will be added to the meeting minutes. I hope you all have reviewed that correspondence.
No comment?
We do it.
All righty, we're down to item number 10, the favorite A of the night outside of AC Williams. Adjournment.
So move.
Support.
It's been properly moved and supported. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed?
Stay here.
Motion passes. The time is 8:23 p.m.
For this public stuff, we can use these billboards.